It's showtime.
Hey,
Hey,
pasta!
hey,
It's Italian time.
God. Hey, it's a Tony Pizza. Sorry, hey, it's the Maxwell Star, and your host for the beer analysis, the 101. Tonight we are taking a look at an Italian, a Pilsner from Lake Bays. Chris Dry Pilsner. Italian style Pilsner. We will get into more details about
My,
the beer.
my can is quite different than your can.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, we
got the
mentioned
old. I
in the
think I got the
chat
older one.
because
Yeah,
I'd sent a picture and
we got
Nick
the
noticed that
fancy
the cans
ones.
were different.
Yeah. And I could have sworn. Let me go on the. Okay, it is 4.5. All right. Who's got the music playing?
Hey, this is the Italian show, Nick. You need the classic Italian music.
What? All right. Okay,
All right,
so
now I shut
Why
it off
now?
before you get the copyright strike.
all right, so without further ado, let's get down to who we have with us tonight. First, starting with Lady Lee. Hey Lee, how you doing
Hello.
tonight?
The
I'm
only
good.
Lee we have today.
Hello, the authentic Italian here.
Yeah. Super Italian. Actually,
So-
half.
so-
Just half.
Just half.
I have my mom's side. Or my mom.
Is it the top or the bottom half?
What is it, like
I feel
a
like it's a
mermaid or
mixture.
something?
I was told I had
Why
my
didn't you have
mom's
the
butt.
Italian part on the top?
I had told that
And
my
the
mom told me
bottom?
that I have her butt. She's like, "You're lucky.
Oh.
You have my butt because your father doesn't have a butt." So
Oh, well.
there, that is part of my DNA.
There's your image for tonight.
I'm glad you
Lee's
got
Italian
you got
butt.
mom butt.
I got
You
my
got
mom's
you got
butt.
Greg's interest anyway. Italian.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Alrighty,
gonna have to
so
brush
let's.
up on my Italian.
Jesus. All right, Redbeard. Hey, Redbeard, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Jesus
I'm-
Christ.
I'm doing good as well.
Good. Glad to be here. Yeah.
Yeah, you're part of the family, eh?
Familia. Yeah.
The
family.
familia. All right,
Oh my god.
and Greg.
Can't do
Everybody.
Hey, I can't do any Italian
Hey.
accent. All I sound like is some sort of I won't say the R word because Nick gets angry, but you know, one of those people who don't like other people. That's what I sound like.
Oh my goodness.
Albino Rhino Beer Fest coming soon.
It's gonna make me wish I had paid more attention to the language in the like Godfather series. Like,
Hey, gabagool.
I got lost at Gabagool in The Sopranos, basically. Ooh.
I grew up with
Oh.
like Italian dinners and Italian family, and I cannot do the accent at all. Same with British accent. My dad
Italian
has like his
charcuterie
accent
boards.
still. So it's just one of those things.
You see
You just need to practice
charcuterie
them
boards?
mostly.
Charcuterie
Excuse
boards.
me?
Charcuterie.
What are they called?
A good
I
old
thought you said
Italian-
charcuterie boards.
I wish
What
it
are
was
they
a
called? What's the
charcuterie
name?
board. Good old charcuterie board.
All right. Let's go back here.
I believe Tony Pizza will tell us it's a charcuterie board.
Yeah,
All right. Why do you gotta be so anti-pasto, Greg?
Wow, jeez.
Anyway, okay,
I don't
so
like-
I'll get
I don't
down
like
to the
those damn
history
pastas.
of tonight's beer. I really didn't have much time to do a history on this thing, so I just grabbed the history from the last time we did a Lake based beer, which is 5 years ago, 2018. That's how long we've been around. So Lake Bays began brewing in 2009 and with Mississauga native Darren Smith. While attending McGill University of Montreal, Smith lived across the street from a Montreal brew pub where he befriended the brewmaster, who was also a certified beer judge. Smith had developed a passion for homebrewing and would bring his beer across the street to his friend to try, who in return would give him pointers on how to improve his methods. While finishing his Bachelor of Arts, a plan was coming together. One evening, while having a beer with his dad, he mentioned that he wanted to start a brewery. His mother had just purchased a couple of buildings in Baysville, Ontario. At rich parents, on a small town, the southern tip of Lake of Bays, in the heart of Ontario's Muskoka district, not far from Algonquin Park, where his parents had a summer home. for the last 2 decades. So at the age of 23, with the help from his family, he broke ground on the new brewery in the summer of 2009, with the mayor and other Baysville officials on hand for the ceremony. Lake of Bays Brewery would open for business in January 2010. Lake of Bays' first year-round beers would be their Pale Ale and their Roos Red Ale, later renamed Crosswind Pale Ale and Sparkhouse Red in July 2012 rebrand. Since opening, Lake of Bays has expanded their beers and are available throughout Ontario and occasionally the rest of Canada. Like, we get a lot of their stuff here in New Brunswick, so it's a surprise we haven't done more Lake of Bays products, considering we've been scraping the bottom of the barrel when it comes to BA 101.
These are all wonderful beers. They're all
They
wonderful.
also, it's a wonderful beer. The most recently, Lake of Bays, well, it's not recent at this point. This history's 5 years old. They also expanded to Huntsville, Ontario, opening up a 4,000 square foot brewery in May of 2018. Now, this is all information that predates COVID, so God knows whether any of this is still there or not. So
they've still got the multiple locations.
Nice. So other beers from Lake of Bays include their Sparkhouse Red, their Switchback Pilsner, Broken Axe Pale Ale, Night Watcher Oatmeal Stout, Ox Tongue IPA. There's like they got a hazy as well. And we previously looked at their Pumpkin Ale, which I think it had another name too. I deleted it right here. So let's just get on to what this is. And this is an Italian Pilsner. If you can't tell by the fake Italian accents, this is an Italian Pilsner, which is it's an Italian take on the German Pilsner style. But the way they did it differently in the sense that they dry hopped. The process is different, where it's more of a like a lighter beer. It generally ranges between 4 and 5% ABV, as well as uses Old World hops. And it dry hopped with Old World hops, so you don't really get a lot of dry hopping. So it's like dry hopped, unfiltered, and a kind of lighter. Because I think like a Czech Pilsner, doesn't like Pilsner Urquell coming around like 6% ABV? I'd have to look it up.
Isn't Pilsner Urquell like 5.45?
I literally have a can of that in my fridge.
All right. Well, you can go look in a bit. So, in April of 2022, Lake of Bays launched this beer, On the Hunt Italian Style Pilsner, which is 4.5% ABV. Pilsner brewed with Pilsner malts, pearl hops, and finished with a Hallertau Blanc and Huell Melon dry hopping, which are both German sourced hops. Like Hallertau Blanc is kind of like a champagne or gooseberry kind of tasting like hop, but a derivative of the original Hallertau Noble hop. And Huell Melon is also I think it's like a German Rhone Cascade hop. So it's going to be something similar, maybe a hint of a North American twist on it. I've never had this, but I've had a couple of other Italian Pilsners that we've just never done. I'm kind of excited to try this. So who's got the most Italian accent here? Who wants to read the comments?
I think Carrie's done a pretty good job.
All right, Gary's going up on screen. Read the comments,
I'm
dude.
just the most Italian.
Authentic Italian.
Hey, when is this thing freaking starting, eh? Mod me so I can keep all the mooks out of here, eh? What's the freaking hold up, eh? Stupid timer just counted down. Finally, now that I'm modded, this place has some freaking class. Hey, look at that sexy F Italian broad. Ran all the gingers out of Sicily back in 1710. The albinos, too. Don't you worry about that accent, Lee. Women don't have to talk anyway. Hey! I'm thumbing this up as a favor to you, Nikki. One day I come to you and ask you for a favor in return. Capiche?
Do you a favor? I'll make you an offer you can't refuse.
I like Greg. A little slow, but he's a good kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Forget about it. It's well-known Italians make the best Pilsners. Way better than those freaking hun goose-stepping bastards.
Do it for family. It's like nobody snitches on each other here.
Oh, I'm snitching.
Oh, what's this? Another well-known Italian. It's well known the Italians make the best Pilsners. Way better than the freaking goose-stepping freaking hun.
I like how everybody.
Bastards.
Okay, so Greg and
I read that one too, dude.
Both sound like Super Mario, like Mario, like hardcore Mario.
It's
a me, Mario. ¿Cómo estás?
That's pretty much the extent of our Italian knowledge is the Super Mario Brothers games.
True.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna circle back around and say, Lady Lee, hi Lee. What's your history
Hey.
here? You got any history or anything like a base in general? You have a history?
This particular beer, I have no history with. This brewery, I have had stuff from them. I don't remember what because I don't keep track of what I drink, and but I know I have.
Wow.
I have tried them before.
Shots fired.
I'm as good as keeping track of what beers I drink as what movies I watch. Sasha, get out of there.
Have you seen
Sasha's
The
trying to get the cat
Exorcist?
food. Yes, I have seen Exorcist.
Okay,
Don't watch
good.
it.
That's a
Bad.
classic. Horror
It's a
classic.
classically bad movie.
I don't know. Lee Russell says it's his favorite horror movie of all time, and it's Italian.
Yes, it's Italian. No, he does not.
I think a lot of like Exorcists
Typical
is to
woman
do.
speak for men.
Oh, yeah, Marston in the chat doing the whole because I think
Sounds about right.
Don't the Polish do this too, there, Greg, or do they just do this? I mean,
No, the Polish is just like jak się masz, kurwa, psiakra cholera, and nobody will know that except him. That's just a
he's
bunch of
probably
Polish
laughing his
swears.
ass. He just dropped a whole bunch of racial slurs, and we don't even know it.
No, nothing there is racist.
All right, let's move along to the beard, Red Beard. I'm pretty sure you got a history with Lake-based stuff.
I've had a few of their beers. This one I don't know if I've had. I don't think I've had the Pilsner, so it's not something I gravitate towards. Yeah. Aside from that, I've had probably just about everything that they've released since around when they became a brewery. So, yay me.
Yay!
Ooh. All
I'm
right,
happy
and
that Carrie's
who's
happy.
left?
That's a
Who's
sexy
left?
dance.
Just
Greg.
me, Nick.
Greg.
Just
Gord.
me.
All right, Greg. Hi, Greg.
Hello,
So,
Nick.
what's your history with Lake-based?
Lake of Bays. I'm trying to see how many beers. I've had a few of their beers, not nearly as many as Carrie. In fact, just doing a quick scroll through my Untapped, I only have about 7 or so Untapped. Have not had this beer before. It's usually a brewery I don't go out of my way to try because I find their beer is usually not great or mediocre at best. So shots fired if you like Lake of Bays, and we'll see how this one does. I thought they were the most northern brewery in Ontario until I found out North Bay existed.
All right. I think there's even north of it, like Full Beard.
Yep.
Further north. All right.
Lake of the Woods is in fucking Kenora. That's like, well, the Sleeping Giants in Thunder Bay. It's like 12 hours north.
It's still not as north as
like
North Bay.
and then west, but Timmins is up further, I think. Isn't it? You can look at it on the map. Anyway, so what's my history with Lake of Bays? I just checked my Untapped records. I don't really keep a lot of records on Untapped anymore. I don't tap everything I drink anymore. But it still turns out that I've actually had like 10 different beers from these guys. 11 now. So I probably had more than that. I've had, it was a Twilight Hour Stout. I think it's a Stout. Coffee Stout. Starboard, New England IPA, Wild North Midnight Block, Wild North Pumpkin Ale. We did Lake of Bays Pumpkin, which I think was the same beer. Yeah, like in most of these beers are just like going back to like 2014, 2015 when I was really doing Untapped, and I didn't realize that I'd had so many beers from Lake of Bays. But they've kind of been a brewery, like their beers are regularly available here, but they've never really been a brewery like Greg said that's overly impressed me. Like the beers are okay, like nothing generally good to write home about. Like they don't wow me. That said, I think I did have like I can't remember the name of it, and of course I didn't tap it, but I think I did have like a style IPA that was a hazy from them recently that was pretty good. But the Starboard New England IPA I didn't like. Anyway, I guess that maybe that's why we just haven't looked at Lake of Bays that much on BA 101 because while it's regularly available here in New Brunswick, I just haven't really wanted to look at these.
Well, now that
Anyway.
we're buttons for punishment, we can start
Yep.
looking at more because
There
we
you
can
go.
find
We
some
can
of
do
those.
more of these. So,
Hey,
okay.
you know what?
so-
You know what? At the end of the night, when you're desperate, you'll take what you can get.
Yeah, when the
I know
bars
you do,
like
Greg.
closing times
Oh,
come
yeah.
in, you gotta
Oh yeah.
when the plenty of fish in the sea starts to turn into a dried up pond.
Then it's just like that one will do.
Basically, yeah.
I'll eat that fish. Good.
I'll eat that fish. Tastes a little funny. Probably has red tide.
I think that's
Wow.
like
Jesus.
Oh, well, that one gave me a little free caviar.
Oh.
Yeah, I took it too far.
Ew. Don't you always take it too far?
I mean, there's too far, and then there's Greg too far. We're only at too far right now.
So here's a question: how old is your folks' cans?
Us folks.
June 22nd.
Me as well.
Okay, mine's February
June
21st.
Yeah, June 22nd as well. I guess we all got the same batch.
Well, you guys did.
I got mine in Hawkesbury.
Wow,
Ooh.
fancy.
Yeah.
I wish I could get shit from Hawkesbury.
Why?
Sounds like a town in Harry Potter.
No, it's not. It's a town that thinks it's French, but it's on the Ontario border.
Ah,
Quite entertaining, yes.
So it says it uses sugars, corn dextrose. They actually put corn syrup in this thing.
Yeah, it's a bit of bullshit.
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, what the fuck's the point of it being craft beer then?
If you're,
Well,
that's really
malts,
common.
pilsner, corn dextrose. It says right on the side of the can.
It's getting at least minus 1
It's like
point.
getting
for
in
that.
a macro territory right there.
Yeah, like fuck you. Don't do that shit.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's the age from this one here, but I'm getting this weird kind of like a hint of soapiness, like that. Like the hops are maybe a little on the stale side, which is weird because it's 6 months old and a Pilsner. It shouldn't be that bad. It's maybe a little faded.
So, comments?
Yeah. Put the beard
Hey.
on up front right center, front left and center. Will I hide underneath the duck?
Hey, what's wrong with this Carrie guy? Is he a little whackabadoo in the head or what? Forget about it. Needs to eat more gabagool. Fuck you. And then this cast tonight seems pretty diverse and classy, like a well-prepared charcuterie board. Hey, that's every night. Why the fuck do I have a wrench? My second wife's cans were 20 years younger than her. Whoa, hey, forget about it. Chemical set beers. Cans. Cheers.
Italians call it antipasto. Just
I don't
if you're
know.
gonna- if you're gonna finish an accent, it's fucking
Tony Pizza
antipasto.
seems. Tony Pizza
Hey,
seems. to agree.
Jamie is in the chat saying cheers.
I never
Oh,
heard
Italian
it
Jamie C.
until I came to
Cheers,
North
buddy.
Bay.
Probably a little. You probably didn't hear about Carrie until you came to North Bay either. But I mean, it doesn't mean he doesn't exist.
I heard about antipasto.
Carry on my wayward son.
But have you ever heard of anti-Carrie?
Jeez.
I heard of antipasto.
I don't know about that.
I have, yes.
We'll have to ask Tony Pizza. He's the authority on all kinds of pasta. Pro pasto, anti-pasto,
Antipasti.
just some good pasta pasto. Because pasta pasta.
pasta.
Puppy! Cutie puppy.
That's an Oreo. Look at him. He's so
Cutie
angry.
puppy.
I like how you just sort of like squeeze Oreo and it growls.
I don't squeeze
Just
them at
like-
all.
Just
Good.
Excuse me, I do not know what that is.
look at
That's an Arnold.
just like a cute little growl.
Not that. The comment. Little growls.
I can't see what the. All right,
Doesn't
it looks like
matter.
a.
Good.
I got you.
dog.
No,
Good boy.
listen. We got to respect our. comments here.
Jesus. Fuck, Greg.
He's
I'm
just
gonna have to
ridiculous.
actually.
No, I just picked him up and moved him, and as I was moving him, he decided, "Ah!"
Carrie gave his
Freak out.
balls a little squeeze.
No, I didn't.
Love Cap.
No.
This guy's clipping Angel's. Well, Ryan was clipping Angel's nails yesterday. That was fun. That was terrifying.
I've never clipped any of my cat's nails.
Angels get long fast, and she has all the stuff to not do that, but they grow fucking fast. Because Sid, we never have to worry about. Angel, all the time.
Right.
Actually, I need to re-wrap my one scratching post because Gandalf has scratched through the stuff at this point. He's a monster.
All right,
well,
so
scratching posts, not like your couch or your face.
Yes, because cats just use people's faces.
The
Hey,
some do. They're
never
evil.
know.
Plus, Carrie's beard would probably be fun to scratch.
My diabetic cat Commodore that I had for like 17 years, he used to come up to me and like boop me with his head. That was like his favorite thing.
No, he's
Gandalf and Mukau are both very anti face-on-face kind of
Anti-booping.
action. It's weird.
Yeah,
I
Samus
get
would do my old cat Samus would do the boop thing right in my face.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nick would just full on headbutt him.
Yep.
So
Oh
get
yeah,
out of here.
I do. No, I would
Get
just
out
like
of here, cat.
headbutt back and just get this cat versus man. Headbutt. I miss that. There's actually some old YouTube videos, beer reviews I've done on the channel where I'm holding Samus and Samus does the headbutt thing. You're like, kind of cute. Anyway, so do we want to like finish? Might as well finish this off while Greg's sitting there in his underwear.
I'm in my pants actually.
Shirt, pants. At least you're not claiming to be nude from the waist down, and then really wearing pants. Which I don't know why anybody got upset over. All right, so let's go over. Lee, you ready to talk about your beer?
Sure. Yeah, may as well. I find this is like a very middle ground beer. There's nothing about it that makes it special, and there's nothing about it that's like terrible. But it's just like, I know Pilsners are not supposed to be like that exciting in general, but I find taste wise, it's okay. Like it has like a nice mouthfeel to it, and that's kind of like one of my only positives, because when you taste it, it doesn't taste like much. There's nothing crazy. There's nothing like exponential when you first touches your tongue, but then afterwards there's that bit of like an aftertaste, and it's just hard to, I don't know, it's just a very very basic plain beer. I don't have much to say about this. So for style, I don't think they did wrong by it. Like, a Pilsner's not supposed to be that exciting anyway, so I'm gonna go with a 7. But for personal preference, I'm gonna do a 6. It's just nothing that impresses me. Nothing that I would go out of my way to buy. If it was there, I'd drink it, and that's about it.
All right. Thank you, Lady Lee. Let's move over to the beard.
Not bad.
right.
I'm not really versed in the world of Italian Pilsners, even normal Pilsners. Again, just not really my jam. But I don't mind it. It's got a bit of a fruity thing going on or something. Sixes across the board. Why not?
All right.
This is quite the review tonight.
Looks like there's not much to say about it. All right. Thank you, Beardo. Let's go over to Greggy.
It got dark pretty quick.
Yeah. Oh, it's been dark for like an
Wow.
hour.
With Greg,
I was
with
just
Greg
watching
reviews,
Greg,
things
like
get
when we
dark.
first had him, it was like light. Now it's really dark.
I'm becoming eviler, but in front of your very eyes. I was nice before. Now I'm evil. Also, because I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this New Belgian Voodoo Ranger IPA. It's not bad. It's not bad. But back to this beer. Probably. I needed to save this beer because I was drinking it too quickly. This beer's not bad. Again, it's sort of middle of the road type thing. I mean, it's certainly no steam whistle, but then again, if Lee Russell was here, he'd agree with me that it is the best maritime Pilsner of all time.
Well, this is Italian Pilsner.
This is an Italian Pilsner, so I do have to separate myself from that. But you know what? I like the little bit of hoppiness. It's tasty. I'll go on record and say I don't think Pilsner Urquell is a very good Pilsner. Maybe it is stylistically, but I don't think it's a very good beer personally. I'm sure if I get it in Europe, I could get it fresh. I'm sure it'd be delicious. Every time I have it, I don't think it's very good. I would drink this happily over that any day of the week.
Bring up Oreo again so you can growl.
Yeah, I can growl. And look, now I've become extra evil, Nick. Look how dark I am now. I need one of the cats to walk by and set the sensor off. So I mean, I would probably give this I was actually probably going to go 7.5 on it, but I'm deducting a point because they put corn syrup in it because fuck them. So it's getting a 6.5 for me. For style, I'll go a little bit higher. I'm going to go mainly because there aren't very many good Pilsners out there. I'm going to give it an 8 for style and a 6.5 personal enjoyment.
All right. Sounds good, Greg. In that case, I'm going to bring up myself and just talk because I didn't even write any tasting notes here. I'm just going to talk about what I'm getting from this. Maybe if it were a little bit fresher, I wouldn't get that little kind of a stale hop note in the back. I just feel like the concept that they say when they say the Hallertau dry hopping with Hallertau Blanca and Heel Melon House really kind of piqued my interest. But what I get out of it is not much or not enough of that. I maybe wanted a little bit more of that Sauvignon Blanc or like winey kind of quality, or the like a little hint more more of like a honeydew melon out of this than I got, and I'm not really getting. There's not really much to say about this beer. I think that's the reason why we're finishing this episode off under the half-hour mark tonight. It's just. It's kind of the kind of beer that I've come to expect from Lake of Bays. It's, I guess, inoffensive. I'd drink it if somebody were handed to me, but it's not something I would just run out and buy. And I think maybe this thing might be a little bit better when it's fresher. But here I am drinking it at about 8 months old, or not 8 months old, 6 months old, and at the NB liquor store. And I'm getting this kind of weird aftertaste on it. Well, what I give for style, I mean, I guess what I'm with Greg on this, where really malt, like corn syrup in a fucking craft beer. What is this? Like an adjunct lager or something like this? This is supposed to be an Italian Pilsner. Should have been 100% malt. For the style, I guess I'll throw it a 7. For the overall enjoyment, it's a 6.5. It's not terrible. I'll finish this. But again, it's kind of like I've said. And sorry if the brewery actually watches this. I still feel the same way. Have not really been all that impressed with. I mean, they're not bad. But there's a reason why I don't run it to the store and buy Lake of Bays all the time. I have better options.
You don't even drive to the store and buy it.
Yeah, I drove to the store and bought this. This stuff was sitting right next to the Collective Arts, which was, well, worth the money more than this.
There you go. But you're married to your craft.
I'm married to my craft beer.
Your beer anal craft.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna do the math. You want to read the rest of the comments?
No, I'm done.
Greg, you want to read the rest of the comments, Greg?
I can. Where are we at? Let's see.
I think last comment we read.
Yeah, charcuterie board.
It was Juicy saying cheers. And then Pierre
cheers.
Has got a bunch.
Okay, then Tony Pizza says, "Hey, someone tell this woman to get in the kitchen, fill my charcuterie board with the finest Italian spread." I like Italian spread. Hey, thanks for screwing up my comments with your racist accents. Ha! And then Tony Pizza says, "Hey, I'm pro pasties, if you know what I mean, eh?" And then this Bylog fella says, "I'm anti pasties because he likes the nipples." P.A. Bruno says, "Moved him into the bang position. My cat Twilight loves rubbing her head against my chin." I also just completely stopped doing the accent, so we're gonna go with that. Hey, all right, moving on. Let's hear what the men have to say. Get her a freaking mojito or something and shut her up. Hey. And Marson says, I can't even do a Polish accent. Hey, sounds like you guys picked the worst brewery. It's just the same accent. It's
Polish accent just sounds the fucking same.
That's just my usual accent. Toy Pizza says, "No, wait, put the broad back on. Come on, Gregory, knock this out of the park, you wonderful human being. Do something for once." Jimmy C says, "Sounds like very basic Pilsners across the boardwalk." Marson says, "Hey, how much for that Voodoo Ranger? Money sign, money sign, money sign." It's $3.85 for a can. It's not bad. It's actually brewed by Steam Whistle, so it's different than the one you guys get in the States. I'll have to try the one in the States, see how it tastes.
I thought Bose did the Voodoo Rangers. Or Bose owns Steam Whistle now, doesn't they?
No, Steam Whistle owns Bose.
Oh, well, that makes sense then. I thought Voodoo Ranger was produced by Bose.
It was done by Steam Whistle. Maybe it's done by Bose now that Steam Whistle owns them.
Yeah.
Where are we at here? Board, damn autocrat. No, it's funnier when you said boardwalk. Corn syrup, eh? All right, Nicky the Shank. Let's kick this one into the next state, baby.
Hey, it's Nicky the Shank. Let's kick this one into the next state, eh, baby?
Hey,
forget about it.
Hey, P.A. Bruno says, "What is next week's beer?" Tony Pizza again saying, "Lake of Bay is more like Lake of forget about it, bunch of mooks." And then Marson tells us that it's $18 for a 12-pack there, but it's $18 US, so that's like $1,500 Canadian. So,
well, that's like pseudo craft beer prices down there, because I mean, technically you could call it a craft beer style, and it is a craft brewery, but that's way cheap. That's like almost like macro prices, isn't it? For beers down there, like $18 for a 12-pack is like $1.50 a beer.
No, I think Marson will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you can get, if you want like something like Coors Light, you can get like a 2.4 for like $15. So it's still quite a bit cheaper, but yeah, it's ridiculous. Here.
But the craft beer prices, you say if you wanted to like a Boss Tweed or something like that, aren't you paying like $6 a can or something like that?
So I'm just gonna say right now,
like that.
The name of this beer is Bear, and I love it.
You never seen that one before?
Yeah, bear with a thought. Hey,
Bear.
They had a brown bear kind of color.
Bear.
Bill.
It's the best thing ever. I like.
All right, so
when they have clever names.
Entire screen. Here we go. Okay, there's the ratings. Style 7.0. Overall enjoyment 8.3. Middle of the road, which is thumbs up. Lake of Bay
6.3.
Well.
Yeah, you just said 8.3.
Did I? I didn't mean
yeah.
to. Oh well.
It's all good. That is very what I thought.
That is very middle of the road.
It's very basic.
I'm going to wash the taste of this beer out of my mouth with a better beer.
It's like a basic charcuterie board.
Moosehead. Oh yeah,
big mouthful of
shit.
Yeah, you just had a big mouthful of foam.
So
I did.
Next week's beer, have we?
And it was the best foam ever.
Oh yeah.
You know what? It's kind of funny. I'm sitting here drinking a Moosehead because this is actually relevant to next week's beer. Because technically, it was this week that was the 6th anniversary of BA 101, but we're doing our celebration episode next week. So, what exactly is next week's beer? And yes, Greg is probably going to be on it. And we are doing a mystery beer. And I think we talked about doing it last week on BA 101, but of course, the guy who got these beers for us is not going to be on the show, and Dan's out in Alberta. So or in BC. So he's traveling. So he got one of these, and he's not going to be able to make it. So
didn't his leak?
no, he got. Remember, Scott sent us each two. There's another beer from Moosehead that we got to do too.
Is that the gold package one or no?
This is the gold package we're going to do next week.
Okay, but yours, why is yours not in a gold package?
I didn't get mine in a gold package because it was hand delivered to me by my Moosehead.
Okay, I was very confused by everything because yours didn't have a gold package. I got you now.
Yeah, it was hand delivered to me by my Moosehead rep. So
my gold package literally did open itself. I got it, set it on the table, came home a little while later, and the glue was just. And I was like, nope, sealed it back up. I did not look. I was a good boy.
All right. Anyway, so that everybody that did get one of these next week, we can celebrate the 6th anniversary. Maybe Terry can share his or something.
BA 101.
And the one after that will be my last one for a while.
It's a celebration.
That'll be the last time the show is professional.
Yeah.
That's when I'm at your place.
Goes offline.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, we can do a BA 101 all together. It'll be insane.
Insane 101.
Insane 101.
Okay, so we're doing this. We're doing this thing next week. It's a mystery beer. We'll understand more about what this is when the time comes. Apparently, it's not so much the beer is special, but it's a special can. So we'll talk about more of this later. I'm glad I don't have to write a history for it, except for maybe talk about Moosehead, I guess. But it is a Moosehead beer. We do know that much. We'll find out more. It's a mystery beer for our 6th anniversary. So I want to thank everybody watching. PA Brutus is in the chat saying, well, let's just go read the last bit of the comments. So Marson is saying, run-of-the-mill beer is cheap. Yeah, the States. I remember going to the States and buying like a 6-pack of Rolling Rock for something ridiculous. No, it was a 12-pack of Rolling Rock for like $8. It was something like ridiculously cheap. This was years ago. But Tony Pizza says, hey, Nikki is working the low ram tonight. That freaking nerd. Fuck you. I thought you was family. Don't compare jacked up craft beer prices to the real craft beer macabrews I can get for under $10 for a sixer. I can get triple IPAs that are fantastic for $14.94 pack. See, that sounds good right there. But it's just like we get fucked by here in New Brunswick. We get fucked by like a lot. We get Ontario craft brewers. Like I'm looking right now at the page, the page for Voodoo Ranger. Like how special is Voodoo Ranger? It's for a 473 milliliter can here in New Brunswick. $5.49. That's how much they want for a can of Voodoo Ranger here. And you were telling me that you can get it for like a 12 pack for $18, $1.50 a can. And I'm thinking like, okay, that's one way we're getting fucked. Like your typical release from Collective Arts here, $5.99, $6.49. Craft beer prices are getting fucked up in New Brunswick, and a lot of it is just fucking greed. Well, and it's a government-run agency. Anyway, I could go on and rant about it, but
governments aren't greedy, Nick. Don't be silly.
No. All right. Cheers to West Coast Nick for next week. Last time I had Boss Tweed, it was $18 for a 4-pack, 16 ounces. That sounds good, actually.
Wow, that's a good Polish accent.
I'm trying to mimic Marston's accent, and Paul, you gonna sound like an asshole. Paul just
sound like Greg.
I love you, Paul. Just grab the next 12-pack of Trogs for $19. $19 for this 12-pack of Trogs. See, that'd be worth it. Cheers, BA 101 and BDU. Cheers, Paul. All Voodoo Ranger variants are trash. They'll sell 19.2 OC cans here for $2.68 a can. That sounds like gas station fucking prices. Like giant fucking like 64-ounce cans of beer or something in the gas station.
Batshit crazy spelling of Cthulhu is that? What the hell, Great Art?
Oh,
Radar's better.
Cthulhu. Well,
No,
it
that's
is
like
Radar we're talking about.
Cthulhu Hulu.
The Cthulhu Hulu now coming to Hulu. All right.
I'll go to Finland now.
All right, we're going to take this thing offline. So I want to thank everybody for watching. We got Tony Pizza, we got Marcin, we got Paul off of the
Tony
Discord
Marcin.
if you want. Jimmy C, thanks for. Oh, he's got a comment here. I think it's sorry, beer down the wrong hole. Do you think it's bad in Canada? Come to Finland. Yeah, I bet it's probably just like gas prices out in Europe. Love y'all. All right, we do love y'all. So, thanks for watching tonight. We will be back again next week for our mysterious packaged beer.
And always wrap
Or
your
next week where we check out our package.
We unwrap the penis.